Hey guys, welcome back in. Going to start a new permadeath save. What I am going to do though is I'm going to go extreme permadeath, which is everything cranked up as high as it will go. I am going to do a standard playthrough. I'm not going to do the abandoned mode though. I do want to reach the center of the galaxy, so abandoned can take way too long. So just put everything up as high as it will go. I'll leave the tutorial on. If I disable the tutorial, um, typically, like, you start with like a terrain manipulator and stuff like that, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna do like a regular playthrough. Just lock my settings so I can't get back in here and change them or anything. Just make sure everything is as difficult as possible. All right. Oh, we're gonna start it up. Now I am doing this without a starter ship, so I can go to the location of my ship to collect the materials, but I can't interact with my ship at all. Um, I may run into an issue where I need a hermetic seal to repair a crashed ship. I'll have to deal with it then. I'm pretty sure when you find a crashed ship and you interact with a beacon, I'm pretty sure it gives you a map to go get the hermetic seal, but I'm not positive. It's been a while since I've done a run like this. So we'll just load in, see what we get for our planet. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But finding a crash ship could take a couple hours or it could take a couple days, so if I did one run like this, it took like 28 hours, I think, to find a crash ship. So I'm hoping I don't get a run like that again. Alright, so we're on a toxic planet, so I'm gonna head towards my ship. Actually, that might be a cave in front of me. So I definitely want to head over there and see if I can get some cobalt. Oh, and I got a bunch of sodium right there too. So this is starting off pretty good so far. Alright, now that I'm in here, first thing I'm going to do is go grab that sodium. I am definitely going to need that. At least it's a big, good sized patch. Yeah, I can only stack 300 with the harsh stack sizes, so you can't go too overboard with stuff, but sodium, right now, I'm going to grab as much of it as I can. Because I won't get this chance again, so. This will actually prolong the time that I have to find a cave. Luckily, I think there's a cave here, but let's grab up some of this stuff right now. Whatever I can destroy. Let's go get some fairy dust. To get all my stuff repaired. That was a good amount of sodium. That's a really good way to start off. You never get a start like that. I don't think I've ever gotten one, so. Right, do I have enough to fix that? Nope. A little bit of dihydrogen while I'm here. I'm grabbing all this carbon right now because if I do end up in a cave, I want to be able to make some batteries up, and you burn through your laser pretty quick. Can't melt that. I can melt this. Okay, looks like I have enough to fix my scanner now, so get that fixed. And I'm gonna need a carbon nanotube. Install my visor. Alright, and nothing to move in there. Okay. Alright, we do have some oxygen. I want to see what this oxygen plant is going to be. I think it's going to be just a regular plant. That's just going to be, oh, we have snappers here. Grab this. I'm going to have to watch out for these hazardous plants here. I'm not going to get too greedy with them. I'm just going to grab that. Yeah, if I'm on flatter ground, I would have taken the extra oxygen pod off it, but you're on a planet like this, you really don't want to take chances, because they'll break your equipment pretty easily. Oh, I have the visor, that's right. Start scanning some of this stuff. So, alright, I'll get a little bit of extra sodium out of these. This is good. Okay, so we do have a little bit of a cave here. I want to grab this cobalt. Yeah, finding a cave this early in a run like this is kind of a make or break type of deal sometimes. It gives me a moment to get inside, you know, out of the elements and hopefully, just get my bearings and also help with my life support too. I thought this was a toxic planet. It's a hot planet. Cave marrow is really good to have. I don't really need it right now, but it's good for sodium. Okay. Right, that way it stopped taking damage. Alright, I should do a recharge here because that message is not going to go away until I do it. What I want to do right now is just grab as much cobalt as I can and hopefully get a bunch of batteries put together. Didn't I just recharge that? No? Alright, let's see if I can get some batteries put together real quick. I'm just going to use up all my ferrite dust. So, get some batteries going. Let's see if I can get some plants. These little pumpkin things, sometimes they have extra stuff in them. These ones don't, though. We're just going to go over and start punching it. Alright. Alright, so that should give us a little bit of carbon. I just try to scan everything. As soon as I see that it's unidentified, I try to scan it. You know? And something down here is undiscovered. Probably that ferrite I just got. Yeah, I got very lucky with that that sodium right away. Typically I would be scrambling to make batteries right now, but I don't have to be in too much of a hurry for it, so I just grab extra stuff while I'm here. All I'm doing is pretty much just keeping an eye on my hazard protection and farm up as much stuff as I can before I head back into that cave. So I'll probably want to throw down a refiner and refine some stuff off, just to make things a little bit easier to manage. Like a lot of times I'll take my sodium, I'll make sodium nitrate out of it, my extra carbon, I'll make into condensed carbon. Said something here is undiscovered. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that way I'm not carrying carbon and condensed carbon. So I can always make carbon out of condensed, and I can store a lot more of it that way too. Alright, that's unidentified. Another one that's unidentified. At least these rocks are giving me good secondary items. Sometimes you'll get like salt or something out of them, and or specium, you know, stuff that you really don't need early in the game like this. Alright, so my hazard protection is getting kind of low, so I head back in here. I do have to watch out for hazardous plants that pop up though inside the caves. So, go and collect some more cobalt. Ideally what I'm looking to do is to get a stack of batteries before I start to actually move on. Alright, so I am going to run into an oxygen problem. Let's get a bunch of batteries built. Alright, I am going to build a metal plating while I'm here, because I'm going to need it for a refiner. Oh, I can use more cobalt actually. I might be able to get all my batteries built right here, so I do have to find some oxygen though. But I probably won't be doing a lot of running right away, because running just eats up your life support really quick, so I might go a little bit easy on that. Now I'm kind of hoping one of those hazardous plants will pop in here, that way I can get oxygen out of it, hopefully. A lot of times you'll get like 3 or 4 of them that just pop up all of a sudden. I know where I can get oxygen right away. If I head right to my ship, I know there'll be 4 plants sitting there waiting for me, so I'm not super concerned about it. Try to grab as much of this cobalt as I can, though. Yeah, because I only have a couple hours to play tonight, so I probably won't find a ship in this stream, but hopefully the next one. I'm just doing this to kind of get ready for the long haul. Hopefully I can find one somewhat quickly. Okay, we do have a hazardous flora here. Maybe I'll make sure to get that. I should have the oxygen I need to build a refiner. Oh, and I think another plant just popped up too. Another one with oxygen. See, sometimes they'll just keep spawning. You'll get like 3 or 4 of them in a row. That's what I'm hoping would happen here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay. So let's crack that open. See if we can make a few more batteries. Alright, I got quite a bit of ionized cobalt now. It's always good. How much? Okay, I'm gonna have to stop. I should have enough cobalt by now. Grab a... Oh, some of these have ionized in them. Okay. I didn't realize that. Do I see any more with ionized? Let's dihydrogen. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to stay under 300. That way I'm not using up a whole slot for cobalt. Or, you know, going over multiple slots. Like 1 or 2 more of these. Do the job. I think I see a hazardous plant down there too. Alright, good. It's oxygen. Yeah, there we go. Give me a bunch of those. Oh, only gonna get 2. Alright, crack that open. Okay, so I do need to keep an eye out for oxygen still, though. Alright, we're gonna head towards my ship, because I know I'll definitely be able to get oxygen over there. We're looking for hazardous plants, too. What do we have? We have floating crystals. Yeah, I don't want to be running too much. I do this. I've actually had a really good start, so might be able to get through this run without too many problems. It'd be better once I get a ship found, though. Wheat. That's good for hazard protection, so actually just use it all up. That way it's not taking up more room than I need to. Think of a few more of these. And go grab this oxygen. You do have to be careful with these. You kind of post and start walking away. I just keep my my square button pressed when I walk up towards it and start walking away. Hopefully you don't get hit by it. There we go. They've made them a lot easier to interact with. They used to be a real pain. See, like, I don't have a terrain manipulator or anything, so if I get into a bind, I can't just dig a hole and hide out, you know, wait for my stuff to recharge or anything like that. I'm just out in the elements. Just grab all this stuff. And this is actually where picking up plants will help a lot too. Like I'll go grab this. I think this was good for hazard protection as well. Sweet root. Yep, 10% hazard protection, so I'll just pop, you know, all of them. Sometimes I'll wait till I have a couple stacks of them, but this early on, I would rather use that stuff up than to use up my sodium or my batteries. Yeah, I'm fine on hazard protection now, so I'm not too worried about it. But I do want to start gathering up a stack of ferrite dust and carbon. Actually, probably a couple stacks of carbon because I burn through that stuff so quick. At least these little yellow plants, it adds up really quick too. So. And they break really easily. You don't have to shoot them for, you know, 20 seconds or whatever. It doesn't give you a whole ton though. So. You do have to destroy quite a few of them. Even these medium-sized ones, they don't give you a ton. But you go through so much carbon because you're using your laser, so. Yeah, I got done the new expedition earlier today, and figured I wanted to start up a new Permadeath run, so I figured I'd do this one. I've done a bunch of different variations. The no starter ship is kind of like a chill version of it, you know. It can be annoying, but it's not as bad as doing like a no starter ship, no multi-tool, no HUD run. Those just they're challenging to do, but they get really old really fast. So I'm looking for something a little more laid back. I could just go with a run like this What are these? Ferrite dust. How much oxygen did I go? Okay. Well, get over to my ship, I guess. Even though I can't do anything over here, but a lot of times there'll be a cave somewhat close to your ship. So that's what I'm looking for. A place where I can just kind of hunker down and get my inventory in order. Try to top off stuff. And, you know, maybe yeah, do some refining, stuff like that, condense my stuff down. Yeah, okay, I'd like to do like sodium nitrate instead of sodium, and condensed carbon, ionized cobalt, stuff like that. Try to make up the higher quality items, just so I don't have to take up so much room in my inventory for, you know, multiple things. And I can always make the more basic one after if I need it. So, alright, this last drop, we'll do a quick charge. I'm going to use sodium. I don't want to start wasting my batteries right away. Every time I recharge with a battery, it actually uses up 2 batteries, so... Because it only fills, I think, if you go from like 0 to 80, it's like 1 battery, but that last 20% or whatever, it consumes an entire battery. You can't just use 1 battery at a time. Unless you're, you know, your hazard's down to like 50 or 60%. So. The bad thing is we don't have a numerical indicator of, you know, where our protection is, so you have to kind of eyeball it. I always end up just using up 2 of them anyway. Batteries are actually pretty easy to make, it's just making sure you have the materials for it. What am I at now? Okay, so I do have extra carbon, good. Yeah, I do, okay, so I have carbon and ferrite dust, so it should be good for a little bit. Just always try to get more of it, though. Just when you think you have enough of it, you end up needing it, so... Alright, let's make up 5 more batteries. Alright, so I have a full stack of those now. I should start looking around for some dihydrogen. I'm just going to take that plant. Get over towards my ship, I'll start finding some dihydrogen and getting some life support gel put together. Oh, my ship's way over here. It's different. They are. Alright, they just have dihydrogen. Let's get over here. Yeah, looks like we have a cave system, so that'll be good. Now again, I can't interact with my ship at all, but I can get like the damaged machinery and stuff that's around it. So, and I just saw an unidentified plant. And I'm putting off scanning animals for right now too. I'm hoping to find a scanner module, get more money. Plants I'm not too worried about, but animals I don't really want to scan them too early. Alright, so I'm not going to interact with that beacon at all, or the ship, but I can grab this stuff. Alright, the fluids I keep for now. Get some early nanites out of that. Just take all this stuff. Alright, dihydrogen. That will be good. Alright, and I have some oxygen right here. Thought that was something else. Go down here. And there's not going to be anything down here. Let's just give that a second to recharge a little bit. Alright, so I do have some stuff I can burn off. I'm going to condense all this sodium into sodium nitrate. The battery should be good. Let me just switch that around. Alright. I want to get to an actual cave. There might be more resources over there. There's no beacon here, is there? Yeah, like I can't even put down a beacon to save. I have to rely on the autosave right now. So I want to try to kind of get out of this area somewhat quickly. But still get stuff done too. So. Oh. I probably should have gone to that other side. I have a feeling those are going to keep popping up. Oh, okay, those are pearls. I don't care about those. Alright, let me grab that oxygen. Yeah, I think I'm going to do my refining over here. Do I have dihydrogen somewhat close? Alright, well, you're not going to chance it. Let's just fill that up. Getting a bunch of stuff all at once. Okay, so I do have to make jelly. I'm gonna make as much jelly as I can. Alright, so it'll be a few of those. Yeah, I'll have to find more. I need to make some room in my inventory. I don't think any hazardous plants will form down here, but I do want to keep an eye out for it. Alright, we're gonna toss down a refiner and start refining some of this stuff off. I'm gonna use my condensed carbon, and it gives me a little bit. Start with the mineral bulb, get that out of the way. I hate it when I wish they would just give us a block of things, not have it spread out everywhere. Alright, let's put that out. See, I can only put 150 in this thing at a time, so it makes this kind of a pain. So sodium nitrate battery can be there. Carbon's fine. Yeah, silver and gold I can sell later on, hopefully. Let's just toss some more carbon in here. Alright, so I think I'm gonna do a little cut here just to run off all this stuff, and I will see you guys shortly. Okay, so I got a bunch of that stuff ran off. While this thing is running, actually let's also a little bit more carbon in here. I'm gonna see if I can find more dihydrogen. Actually, life support gel, I need carbon. Okay, so let's see if I can find some more dihydrogen. Oh, some right here. Just try to grab as much carbon and stuff as I can. And we'll start making our way out of here. Try to grab. Like, I try to get a couple stacks of condensed carbon and ferrite dust before I actually start exploring. Just so I don't have to kind of do it along the way. I don't like to slow down when I'm running around looking for a ship, so. And of course I want to grab every damaged machinery I can find too. So I'll run down the hill here in a second, get the rest of this. Grab one of these. Alright, we got goop. Goop I'm just going to throw away. Goop and fluid I'll probably just throw away. Sometimes you can pick these up, but this one won't let me. My scanner hasn't recharged yet. There's something over there. No, that's a cave. Thought it was a monolith or whatever. Alright, let's go grab this other damaged machinery. Yeah, like I'll keep the living slime. The other stuff I'll probably just kind of throw on the ground. Yeah, the fluids, same deal. It takes too long to refine them. You end up wasting a lot of carbon on it. So. What am I at now for ferrite dust? Okay, so I got enough ferrite dust, so I don't need to collect a bunch of that anymore. I always collect a lot of it mainly because if I need to make metal plating quickly, I like to just have it on me. Oh yeah, a couple stacks of that, and so I'll get that runaway mold. Well, I'm making runaway mold right now, but I do want to make at least a stack of condensed carbon. I don't have to charge that. I hate that how sometimes like your multi-tool will just stop working. I don't know why that happens. Like you're at a weird angle or something. I'll just stop shooting. Alright, how much is that? Wow, I'm just not collecting much at all. Yeah, you only get like 13 for a plant, so to give these big plants will give you quite a bit more. Takes like 5 times longer to break though. Alright, let's get back to that refiner. I was hoping there would be a big thing of the hydrogen out here. Oh, there's a little bit more down here. Let's grab that. I'll grab this oxygen too. Grab this mainly because it's right next to that green crate. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you have to be careful of those because they will break your equipment. Let's take that rusted metal. I do try to keep a stack of rusted metal on me too. You do need ferrite in a pinch. You can refine it pretty easily. It takes quite a while though. I'm not a big fan of how long it takes. But it is a 2-to-1 ratio, so you know, 1 stack of that will get you 2 stacks of ferrite dust. Worth hanging on to as long as you have the room for it. Luckily, I don't have to really worry about, like, I'm not looking to get money or anything right away, so I don't have to worry about keeping a lot of stuff on me. And we're just gonna kill that thing off. Yeah, I don't like trying to interact with those Venus flytrap plants on a hill. It's always awkward. A lot of times it doesn't end good for you. Let's just grab a couple trees. Yeah, guys, it's gonna take a couple minutes to refine that. There's still a lot of stuff here. It's gonna take a couple minutes to refine that runaway mold anyway. So, go get that going. I don't like to just sit there and watch a refiner refine. I like to make sure I'm gathering stuff at the same time. So, get that flipped over. Get a few nanites out of that. Okay, have had a few out of damaged machineries. Alright, so yeah, I'd like to condense these so that, you know, I'll have 300 condensed carbon, but that's actually 600 carbon if you repurpose it, so that's why and it also takes a lot less for recharging. Because to go a full recharge, I believe it's 40 condensed carbon, I think. Or is it 80? Actually, I think it might be 80. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start that up. See, and I can only do 150 at a time, which makes this kind of a pain in the butt. Like, if I had a medium refiner, I can combine it with oxygen and get even more, but I don't have a medium refiner yet. We'll just go and start getting some of this done. Move this down. Move a bunch of stuff around, throw that away. Alright, and just keep feeding this thing more carbon. Yeah, I think it takes 80 condensed carbon, whereas it would take, what, like, I think it's a 2/3 ratio, something like that. It takes less. What about dihydrogen? And I do have to make jelly, so make as much jelly as I can. Make up some more of these. Alright, so this one's done. Just keep running that carbon off. So I am gonna have to go get more carbon. We'll head out and do that. Actually, let's just look like toss some more fuel in that too. See, like right now, if I were to refill this and hit stop, you know, it would take 82 carbon or 28 condensed carbon. So it is a huge difference. You know, that's why I always go condense when I can. Let's just get this last thing going. Yeah, I like to just, at the beginning, I like to just get this stuff kind of situated. That way I don't have to try to do it, you know, when I'm out in the wild, you know, like, and I don't have a cave to jump into real quick. So I like to do it, you know, right at the beginning. I think I'm just going to go back to that same area over here. There's a lot of vegetation over here, so... start ripping through some of this stuff. I just wish the trees were a little bit closer together. They give you a lot more. Yeah, like I got 40 something out of that one. These small ones, they only give you a little bit. But you can fly through them really quick too, so... I'm going to be just doing nothing but running around for like a couple hours, so I try to get a lot of stuff kind of squared away first. Because I'm going to have to jump off in like an hour anyway, so I want to make sure I can find a good location to save at also. There's a couple different methods I use to find crash ships too, and try those out. Hopefully we'll get lucky and find something. But, you know, a crash ship would be really good, but a trading post would be really good too. The bad thing about a trading post is you have to get a bunch of money together before you can really do much. But there's a few different methods for that, so figure it out when we get there. Right now, just gather up as much carbon as I can. And do is try to use up all the fuel in my laser first, and then head back and start refining. Should have a good amount now. Right, because I do have another 150, so see if we can get 3 stacks of this. Try to keep my laser in the red too, without overheating. Yeah, easier said than done. I want to keep an eye on my hazard protection too. Starting to get down there. Alright, so that's done. Let's get that recharged. Oh, I should have checked the value of that. I'm pretty sure it's like a 2/3 different, something like that. Right, so we're gonna, let's get that recharged. A little bit more. Be a little bit extra, so some dihydrogen over here. And after, I want to say it's probably about an hour, sentinels will start showing up, so I try to get a lot of dihydrogen before then. For some reason they have really territorial over dihydrogen, so I always hate trying to collect this stuff when they're around. I'd like to attack like right away. Might as well grab that oxygen. Actually, grab this fire berry too. See if I can approach this thing at a good angle. There we go. Even though I have life support gel, I do like to get oxygen, because if I ever need carbon, I can always refine that. Alright. I'll get the rest of this stuff going. Yeah, I was going to use that other cave, but when I saw those hazardous plants start popping up, you don't want to accidentally not see them pop up. Yeah, if you have to step away or something while you're refining stuff, you don't want those things to mess you up. Let's see, that's hazard protection. This one's life support, so I'll use up those. I can only make like one jelly. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, so let's rip this out. Oh, I shouldn't have combined that, should I? There we go. And we'll just keep feeding this thing carbon. So I'm actually in pretty good shape right now. So, alright, we're autoed. Yeah, that's what it is. It's 40. It would take 40 condensed carbon or 120 carbon. So I'm just going to start feeding this thing condensed carbon now. Yeah, it's the same thing with your multi-tool. That's why I try to go with condensed carbon when I can. It's just I've been doing it with regular carbon because I weren't sure how much it actually took. So put that in there. Put some more in. Right, so when I leave here, I do have to kind of look out for what do they call it, dihydrogen. Right, so we do, it's an abandoned crate. Okay. Alright, and this planet actually does have cobalt on it, so if I end up running into an issue where I need more batteries, I can always do a cobalt deposit instead of looking for a cave. So that's good to know. Alright, so what do we have here? We have 1.5. Alright, at least this stuff goes pretty quick. Oh, what do I have for cobalt, actually? Okay. So I'll probably end up actually burning off and making a thing of condensed, or the ionized cobalt also, before I leave. See, it's a pain only being able to do 150 at a time. There's more up here. Yeah, ideally I'd like to get, you know, a stack of life support gel as well, but if I can get like a dozen, I'll be happy. What type of plants over here? Oh, we have metal fingers. That's not going to help me right now, though. Some extra carbon. And at least you can see a marker for your refiner, so as long as you're not more than like a couple hundred units away, you should be able to see your marker. I think it's like 100 units, so it disappears, something like that. You do have to be somewhat close to it, but you have to be like right on top of it. You got more carbon. Actually, let's do the dihydrogen first, because you need regular. Only make one. Why am I always like one away or two away? Alright, well, okay, we have 2 stacks. What's in here? Alright, let's, refine that cobalt into ionized cobalt now. So hazard protection. Move this down. See, like I'm already starting to kind of overfill my stuff, which I don't like to do. And we're gonna move this condensed carbon up. I think I am gonna go grab some more carbon now. Is that done? No. Almost. Alright, what's this look like? Boy. See, having this friggin' slot there really screws me up. I have a certain way I like to set up my suit, and this isn't working for me. Go with that, I guess. You know what, let's get rid of that rusted metal. I should use up a good amount of that fuel too. Right, let me go see if I can find a couple more dihydrogen while I wait. Some of these rocks have dihydrogen in them. This one does. I only need 2 dihydrogen. There we go. A little bit of carbon. So that should use up most of that. Okay, so typically if this was a regular permadeath run, what I would do is I would take this ferrite dust and make up a stack of magnetized ferrite. That way I have a quick way to make pure ferrite. Mainly because if I want to, pretty much I can make 300 pure ferrite with a whole stack of this, or it would only take half a stack of magnetized ferrite to make the same amount of pure ferrite. So typically I would, but on this run, because I know I'm not going to need to make pure ferrite until I find a crashed ship, I'm just going to leave it like it is. But typically that's what I would do with that too. Alright, like this gold and platinum is worthless right now until I can sell it. So if I run into an issue, a space issue, I'll end up getting rid of that stuff because it doesn't sell for all that much. So I do want to get this installed though. So we'll put that in. You know, let's just top that off. So I'm going to be looking for, actually, how much fuel is left in this? 12%. You know what? Let's toss some more carbon in here. Just use that fuel up. That should use up most of it. Yeah, I try to use condensed carbon as much as possible. It's just so much easier to deal with. It's a pain when you need regular carbon, but when you're using it to recharge equipment, it's way more efficient. You should be able to use up just about all of that. Alright, good. Alright, now when I pick this up, I'll get only a couple pieces of carbon out of it. Got 1 piece of carbon, so... And carbon I can collect along the way, too. But I'll be looking for, dihydrogen and oxygen. What I'm looking for now is a building, but I don't see any. I know that damaged machinery I already went to. There's another one over here. I'm not sure if I went to that or not. But what I'm looking for is to see if I can find... Okay, we got solar vine. So, there's poppy roots. Alright, so I'm going to head towards that solar vine. There's another one over there too. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm actually using this to find my northeast, you know, my north-south direction. Because buildings, as well as crashed ships, they're typically on a north-south ley line. So as long as you find two things of plants or buildings, the same deal. Let me grab this fireberry. Typically, what you want to do is you want to orientate your compass to like a north-south type of direction. That'll help you get your bearing. So we're at this one now. What I want to do is I want to find that other one. Of course, I probably can't see it now. What you can do is go into your photo mode, make it nighttime. It might be too far away for me to see. I think that's solar vine over there. So what I want to do, I think this direction actually looks better to me. I'm going to stand on this and I'm going to head north. I thought I saw something to pick up though. Oh, it's that green crate I was looking at. Alright, so I'm going to just continue going north. It's probably going to be those plants anywhere here. Poppy root. Alright, I'm just going to continue to go in the north direction. And hopefully I see a building pop up somewhat shortly. And try to grab oxygen as well. Looking for any buildings that pop up. Because a crash ship will appear as a building as well, so the icon will be a building. But I also want to keep an eye out for damaged machinery too. Like I see one over there. Okay, the icon does pop up for it, but a lot of times the damaged machinery icon actually won't show up, but the berry technology will. So whenever I see berry tech, I tend to kind of look to see if there's a damaged machinery there also. I can't do anything with the berry tech, but the damaged machinery might have an upgrade module in it. So yeah, I always try to get this stuff before sentinels show up. They start bugging you right away. Alright, where'd that damaged machinery go? might as well grab a word too. I just want to keep my bearing. Oh, thought there was a new bug. Alright, we're gonna do that. Alright, we get our first word. Grab this. I think there's another damaged machinery over there too. Yep. Alright, let's get this recharged. Yeah, I know I'm going back south, but the damaged machinery is worth going kind of off to the side if you have to. It could have an upgrade module in it. So. Alright, we have living slime, so that I will keep. Alright, so we're gonna continue going north. You should see some buildings start showing up. Try to grab all of this. Like I took like an hour there to just kind of get my supplies in order. Now I'm not really worried about anything. My hazards taken care of, my life support's in good shape. Now it's just finding buildings and ships. Alright, there's our ship over there. We're gonna continue north though. This stuff as I go. It'd be nice if dihydrogen was a deposit. That'd be really nice, but at least you can find it everywhere. That's completed, so we're gonna refill. Yeah, like it would take 40 condensed carbon or 120 carbon. So that's why I always go with the condensed. Alright, what do we have for... Okay, so we can make up a bunch of these. We'll make up more... Oh, I need to get regular carbon for that. Let's see if we can find a building. No buildings yet. Grab a couple plants real quick. That way you can make up those life support gels. Looks like you get around 37 to 40 of those plants. Alright, so that's all set. Use that for life support. Use that up. How much? Okay. I want to make sure I don't have too much oxygen. I don't want to go over a full stack of some of this stuff. Just because I don't want to waste the room. A lot of these plants, though. At least they're not those snap-in hazardous flora. Those ones I really don't like. Continue north. Alright, got a damaged machinery. Head over towards that one. And we'll kind of turn around because there's another one on the other side of the hill. And also just walking will save you a lot on your life support. I try to kind of do that, like if I'm going downhill or something. A whole bunch of dihydrogen here. Yeah, and it's the same thing with the life support gel. It takes up 2 of them if you do a full recharge. So I try to only use one at a time, but a lot of times I don't notice my levels until it's kind of too late and I end up using 2 anyway. Pretty sure that's a broken machinery. Yep. Yeah, it's nice how you can actually see the broken machinery from here. Grab this street route. Just using those plants will save you a lot of resources. It's just trying to keep them straight, like, because some are for hazard and some are for life support. It should be close to a full stack of oxygen now. Alright. Probably 2 more plants I think will do it. Let's grab this. Need to get over to a building here at some point though. Yeah, I'm looking for a building mainly as a save point. I've got to jump off in like half hour. And I'd rather not rely on the auto save to save my location, so I just don't trust that auto save. It's bit me a couple times in the past, so. Alright, let's see. In this one. Alright, fluids, we'll just skip on that. Alright, so we want to go north. I don't see any clouds. No smoke near those, so I know there's no damaged machinery right next to it. I'll just avoid them. Try to get a bunch of this though. I'm trying not to get more than a stack of it though. Try to pick up a little bit of carbon here and there too. For some reason I thought it took ferrite dust for the life support gels, but it's not, it's carbon. I always get those confused. The same thing with the Starship launch fuel. I always end up making jelly when I don't need to. Let's make up some more of those. That should top me off on that. Yep, good enough. Continue north. Should grab some of these too. Yeah, just trying to keep things a little bit balanced. Once I get all my life support gels done, and it'll go a lot quicker. I just like getting them done early because you get to avoid the sentinels a little bit. Alright, still no buildings. Alright, we do, no, it's a knowledge stone. Thought it was a artifact. Alright. Yeah, like there's some plants over there, also. Keep going in this direction. Eventually something will show up. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, sometimes yeah, glow material is not worth it right now. Alright, we got a damaged machinery, we'll head over that way. Yeah, sometimes you can find a ship pretty quickly, and other times it takes many, many hours. So it's all, you know, RNG, procedurally generated, you know, so. Like, I haven't seen a single building yet, so that's getting a little concerning. Alright, what do we have? Fluids. Like, if I had a ship to jump in and out of, I would refine, like, the fluids and stuff, but it's just too much work until you get, you know, somewhat settled. Right, let's see if I can use one battery in this. See if it will let me. Right now, 59. Okay. So when you get to like around 70%, you can still use one battery. Alright, so we want to go north. Let's continue grabbing these plants too. Even though I've got more than a stack, I plan on using some oxygen coming up. And actually, I'll grab that fireberry while we're here. Just toss that in there. You see, I don't see any smoke coming from that buried tech, so I'm just going to ignore it for now. If there was a damaged machinery over there, it would probably show up, especially at nighttime. good deposit of dihydrogen. Alright, let's see if we can make up some more of that. Well, got 3 out of it. I always grab condensed carbon when I see it out like this. Alright, so we do have... Oh, grab this. I know this is probably getting boring as heck now, but I just want to do this early. That way I only have to worry about resupplying myself later on. I don't have to worry about making a bunch of stuff from scratch. I saw more down here somewhere. Alright, some more down here. Grab extra carbon. We'll grab some more dihydrogen down here. Alright, so those are starting to stack up now. Half a stack. Need to find a building here shortly though. I could always find a cave too and just let autosave do its thing. But I'd rather have a building, that way I have an actual save beacon. Oh, that's pure fire. Oh, I thought I already ID'd this. Okay, we have a building. Good. Let's grab this. And this is for hazard. Yep. At least we have a building marked, so we'll head over there and strip some stuff out of this area first. So because we found a building, I'll do the same thing. I'll just continue to head north from that building and hopefully have something close to it. You know, another building or a ship. A trading post would be really good, or an archive. Anywhere that ships can land. It kind of sucks because you have to buy the ship, but at least you have a place that you can go, you know. You can sell off stuff and, you know, get enough money together for like a little cheap shuttle or explorer and, you know, get off the planet at least. And you can turn around and sell off your radiant pillar, or you can actually use your radiant pillar if you want, but a lot of times what I do is I'll wait around for an explorer to show up. I don't like shuttles at all. Explorers, I like the maneuverability of them. And they're cheap. Like 3 million you can get a decent little explorer. Yeah, I'm grabbing this stuff now because also when I load into the game next time, Sentinels will be on the planet, so I want to try to avoid them. Get a couple good sized I use carbon. Yeah, a couple patches of dihydrogen here, so grab all that up. Yeah, I accidentally used carbon there. I wanted to use condensed. So now I have to gather even more carbon. Alright, what do we have? Okay. I can make up 9 of them. And I can't. Need carbon now. Alright, we're gonna head over towards that building. I can always break down condensed carbon to get more. I'd rather not though. There is a little bit of a texture glitch going on some of these trees. Like these weird lines that show up. At least I haven't been getting any of that menu glitching that I've been seeing. I haven't seen any of that since this update, so hopefully that kind of fixed stuff. I usually get like black spots all over my menus. Got some of this carbon. Alright, let's make up some of these. Alright, so I've got a good amount of those now. Let's go find this building. Oh, we have nothing. But at least we have the save beacon. I was kind of wishing there would be a cave here at least. So at least we have the save point. Let's see if I can find another building though. Because I don't even have a beacon that I can throw down. Oh, actually I do have a cave here. Not much of it, yeah, not really. Alright, got metal fingers that are kind of useless right now. If I can make up some of these. Alright, we're going to continue going north, I think. Grab one of these trees. Grab a couple of them. We have a little bit extra. My mining beam's about ready to die on me too. Get that recharge. Yeah, the same thing with the sodium when you do them recharging. Alright, let's 2 more of those done. Get rid of that. I'm gonna continue north. See if I can find an actual proper building. You don't want to overextend your jetpack when you're doing this. You start falling, then you're in bad shape. Especially when you don't have any shields or anything going on. So, get this recharged. why it takes so long for these to break. Alright, continue looking for a building. The building's at the top of my list right now. That's solar vine. Alright, I thought I had more oxygen than that. Okay, so it's going to take 60 to refill my oxygen. This is so hilly. This is not one of my favorite types of planets to start off on. It hasn't been bad, but when you have to climb hills this much, just eating through resources. It's not like I can dig a hole either and just hop in it. See, if I had turned off the tutorial things, I would be able to start with my terrain manipulator. That would be like, I would consider that like cheating, you know. You get in a find yourself in a pickle, you can always dig a hole, but you shouldn't be able to do that on Permadeath until you have it unlocked, and anyway. There's more slime. I'm gonna end up with a bunch of that stuff. Okay, we got a shield. That'll help us out a little bit. Still looking for a building though. Starting to think maybe I should have gone south instead of north. Maybe it'd be less hilly. And I can always readjust too. Grab that sodium. Ooh. Don't want to be messing around too much like that. Alright, got another damaged machinery. Thought I marked that damaged machinery. gonna need that anytime soon. Alright, so let's get this filled up. Grab a bunch of oxygen. Yeah, be quite a bit there. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, inventory's starting to fill up now. Okay, we have a crashed freighter over here. I can't really do anything with it though. We'll head over. Actually, that's gonna be west. Is there anything over this way though? And because I don't think there's a save beacon at freighters. So I'm probably just going to ignore it. Because there's nothing I can really do with it. I mean, I can open up a couple of the containers, but I can't do anything with any of it. Continue north. Nothing, let's just keep going. Oh, I need to get some hazard protection in this thing. It's only cost me 20 sodium nitrate at a time, but it's starting to add up. I might end up just saving in a cave. Alright, now we have sentinels, so... Yep. Yeah, like I was saying, they'll start scanning you like right away. Takes an hour or two before they start showing up. Alright. Damaged machinery. Alright, got a couple of them over this way. I'm sure I've deviated off my path, my original path a little bit, so I may have possibly gone past a building or two. Alright, so that's no good. Let's open this one up. And I will grab this technology. We'll make our way over to that one. So I think I can only stack 15. Oh, I can only stack 9. That's worse than I thought. But that'll be one way to make some money. You know, if I can find those things floating in the sky, it'd be nice. Most of the time they're not, though. But the ones that you see on the ground, a lot of times you can pick them up without digging. So. Alright, a little bit of extra oxygen here too. Alright, just throw that stuff away. Alright, we gotta find a building here. If I didn't have my multi-tool, it'd be even worse. It's, I don't know if this is that same breeder or not. Yeah, there's no save beacon at these. Let's, see if we can find a building here. Yeah, that's the same one. So we're gonna actually, let's switch it up. Let's go east a little bit. See if I can find anything over here. Because I don't want to head back towards my ship. Grab this regular sodium. Little condensed carbon, I'll definitely take that. I know I have, yeah, I got extra oxygen, so let's toss it in there. This little bit of sodium, toss it in there. Wait, am I out of... I'm out of sodium nitrate. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I've got to find a building. Alright, we're gonna not go that way. We're gonna cut back towards the north. Is this a cave? Alright. I need to step out here for a moment. I'm putting this down here just in case I get lost. Gotta get out of the elements. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is those toxic plants. See if I can just tuck myself in a corner somewhere real quick. Alright, I should be okay over here, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So I'm just gonna, I gotta step out for a moment, I'll be right back. Alright guys, just had to step out there for a moment. Let's see what we got going on in here. Alright, so my condensed carbon's still good. Alright, so I do have extra oxygen. I need to find some sodium. So I don't want to be eating through all my batteries. You know what, let's I just don't have much time. Let's see if we can find a building. I really don't want to save in a cave. Especially this cave, because I know there's toxic plants that are going to pop in. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for that marker that I put down, that way I can find my exit, and I just deleted it. Alright, so get away from that. Alright, we got a little bit of sodium here. I can see daylight, so I can see my exit. Looks like there were a couple different exits here. Alright, so a little bit of stuff there. While I'm down here, I'm just gonna make up another bat. Oh, let's just grab a little bit of cobalt. Make up a couple batteries. Alright, get a geode, so that might be good. Alright, what does that geode give us? Alright, yeah, our inventory's getting full. Make up a battery. You know, time to let this gold and platinum go. Let that go. That navigation data I'm not gonna need. Alright, let's make up extra batteries. Okay. So I'm just gonna throw that cobalt away. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, this is a different entrance. Alright, so I want to go to the north. Yeah, I cut over a little bit to the west, thinking that maybe I got thrown off course. Try to stay going north for right now. Get some sodium down here. Oh, there's that freighter again. I'm trying to get away from that thing. Alright, where did we start? Our ship is 17 minutes away. Get on the other side of this freighter. start seeing some buildings here. I can't tell if that says... Okay, so that's south, that's east. Okay. What do we have? Okay, we got solar vine. Head over towards that. Get us back on our bearing. Okay, there's something over there. There's a building. At first I thought maybe it was another crash raider. Okay, we have... I think it's just a structure, but that will work. Oh, actually, that might be a transmission tower. That's probably going to be where I end up leaving off anyway, so... Yeah, I don't like to save, like, out in the open on Permadeath. I never like doing that. We'll, get this stuff looked at. And actually, I wonder... I'm not going to interact with that yet. Okay. I want to make sure I have room in here before I do this. Okay, so it's just going to be nanites. I didn't know if maybe a harmonic seal would pop out of that or not. Restore our shield. And I always check both of them because there might be a stock trader in here. There isn't, so... Alright, so I do see... Let's put down a temporary beacon here. I do see a damaged machinery, so we'll run over to grab that. We've got to hop out here, so... Grab this thing, then get back over there and make a save. Yeah, you always want to make sure you have a free backpack slot when you open these up, because you can get a module and not realize it. I'll grab this too. Pick it up. Okay, and there's another... Okay, that's my shelter. I thought maybe there was another one. Okay, there's another damaged machinery. Why isn't that marking? Hitting the button too quick, I guess. It's starting to anger me. Actually, I might... I don't know how strong this guy's gonna be. Stop moving. Alright, strong enough. Alright. I'm gonna take that. Head back to our building. Yeah, you don't really want to fight these guys too early. Alright. There's not much room in that one. How's the side look? Alright, this one's a little bit better. Let's toss this down. Start running off the living slime. And start getting some of this stuff out of my inventory. Gonna crack this open, and for a weapon, I was actually hoping to get one for my exosuit. I'll just toss it in here for now, though. If I have to, I can always break this down to get pugmium or chromatic metal. I wish they gave you wiring looms, but oh well. Alright, we can throw that away. Let's see. Alright, we have another sentinel out here. So I'm actually gonna go see if I can kill him off. Oh, actually, grab this damaged machinery. Yeah, I weren't sure how strong that sentinel was actually going to be. I didn't want to get myself in a mess. Alright, we got nanites out of that one. We'll check this one. There's one down here. Buried inside of something else. At least it was inside something I could break. Alright, so try to kill this thing again. That's what I'm trying to avoid. It's okay, we'll let him kind of chase me up here. You want to make sure your life support's full when you do this. And now I've got 2 of them. Okay. So you want to try to kill them off pretty quick. Yeah, this stuff takes way too long. I didn't have to recharge that. Whoops. Living slime, there we go. Actually, toss some more fuel in here. Alright, so I think I'm going to end up calling it a stream there. I'm just going to finish running that stuff off. Try to set up my inventory a little bit more to and probably just continue from here next stream. I would like to get another sentinel up here though. It's like whenever there's not one around, you never find one. Alright, we have another building here too. Let me see if I can see what it is. I don't see anything down there. It's probably just a beacon. 500 units away. It may have been that crash freighter. Right, yeah, let's... Okay, there's a sentinel looking at me, but I don't see one. I would like to get a exosuit upgrade from it. I'm not seeing it. Alright, well, yeah, I'm gonna call this stream there. I'm just going to, you know, get this living slime runaway mole, get that pugnium taken care of. I don't think I have to do anything with that stuff. Actually, I've got a bunch of those, so let's make up some more jelly. Some more of these. Alright, so we're in pretty good shape, actually. I need to do something for sodium, also. So, alright guys, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Yeah, unfortunately, I can only get off like 2 hours, so. Alright guys, I will catch you in the next one. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care.